paying attention to things.
Love will abide.
It's how we show love.
Sounds like good advice.
This is the model of a healthy relationship.
At my side. And
Frank is really good at reading people. He knows who this guy is, and to break through all of his walls that quickly, that's powerful.
What's your name? Bill.
that's what
Frank brings to Bill's life an appreciation of the little things. These two are living in an apocalypse, and yet they're enjoying strawberries together.
If you watch this episode and learn how to relationship the way Bill and Frank do, you'll be fine.
And I think I'm gonna love.
Do you love me?
Yes.
Then love me the way I want you to.
Hello, and welcome to Cinema Therapy. I'm Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist who loves movies. This is
Alan Seawright, a professional filmmaker who needs therapy.
And today we're going to be exploring one of the most beautiful love stories in any medium ever.
Okay, which one?
Bill and Frank from The Last of Us.
Yep, you're right.
100%.
It's really, really good and just wholesome.
I set out to do a TV couples therapy, and then as I was watching...
There's essentially no therapy. It's
They're
like,
just-
just watch them and appreciate it.
But you know what? You all ask us, like, what are some examples of healthy relationships? What are some models that we can follow? What does it look like? Bill and Frank. So we're going to be breaking down why it's such a beautiful love story and how it can help us in our romantic endeavors.
Okay.
No one at my...
I love Nick Offerman as Bill, just like, you're killing a classic.
No.
Not this song. Not this song.
Well, I'm not a professional.
Well, neither am I, but
I just love the physical work that Nick Offerman is doing here. He's making Bill so like hunched up and closed in. And, like, there's so many character choices going on.
Like a turtle in its shell, right? Like
Yeah.
protecting. So here's my question. I think I know the answer from that look that Frank's giving right now. I think Frank did terrible on purpose.
Yeah, I think he did.
Love will abide. Take things in stride. Sounds like good advice. But there's no one at my side.
I also love that he doesn't need to open the music.
Washes clean.
And as he said, I'm no professional. As a vocalist, he's fine. But it's the genuine emotion.
The soul is in it.
Yeah.
Me, but I don't know what it means, 'cause I've done everything I know to try and make you mine.
One of the things I love about this show is
I think
there's not a lot of flashy camera stuff, flashy editing, crazy things. Everything's handheld. It feels very documentary. The edits happen
Yeah.
when they should.
Right. Everything is purposeful.
It's just there to like get out of the way and let you feel what the characters are feeling.
So, who's the girl? The girl you're singing about?
there is no girl.
I know.
This isn't a clinging to each other just to survive. We have intense physical attraction. There's a lot of lust and a lot of heat story. They cry when they kiss.
Yeah.
It's portrayed as tender. It's portrayed as loving. And normally I would say these two guys don't know each other. They just shared a tender, tearful kiss followed by "What's your name?" which is a great comedic bit.
It's funny.
Why it works for me here is because, one, Frank is really good at reading people. He knows within an hour or two of meeting this guy who this guy is, and that this is somebody that he would like to be with. And Bill, for his part, has never experienced tenderness. He's never really been seen. He's never been loved or desired. And for somebody to not only see him, but see him immediately and say, I want you, and to break through all of his walls that quickly, that's powerful. And it's all in the writing, but also the performances.
Yeah.
If they didn't nail it, I wouldn't believe it.
A man who knows to pair rabbit with a Beaujolais.
I know I don't seem like the type.
No, you do.
Professionally, have you ever experienced something like this, which is close to love at first sight?
Well, and we talk about that a lot, that we don't believe in love at first sight on this show. Here's the thing, though. You can be someone who loves because you see people and accept people, and that's who you are. And that's who Frank is.
That's Frank, yeah.
And so I don't think these two are in love yet because they don't know each other. But Frank's loving nature is genuine. And when he sees Bill, it is accurate and sincere. So it is, in a way, it's love.
Well, and I also don't see this first hookup as we're in love now.
Right.
I see this first hookup as there's a lot of tenderness, but also it's been a long time.
And don't get me wrong, as I was saying, like, there are relationships that start with a hookup and lead to love. I'm not saying they aren't. But that's the thing, is this is so loving and beautiful right out of the gate.
Yeah.
And in this case, I think it's wonderful. There's an exception to every rule.
And it's usually Nick Offerman.
As I get older, I keep catching myself thinking, I should go to the doctor more. Like to deal with muscle spasms and stuff.
Or fungal caps erupting from your ears.
Oh my gosh.
Typical stuff.
Or strange discoloration spreading across my skin.
But it can be tough to get to the doctor, even if you don't live in a post-apocalyptic wasteland.
I want to keep myself healthy, but the system makes it so hard to find the right doc to meet my needs.
Especially one who treats what sounds like a very concerning fungal infection.
Hey, that's private. And I found ZocDoc.
They make it so easy to find the right fit and book an appointment fast directly on their website.
ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality, in-network doctors and click instantly to book an appointment.
Faster than a clicker can chase you down.
They make it so easy to find and book a doctor who's right for you.
We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 providers across every healthcare specialty.
From mental health to dental health.
Eye care to skin care, and so much more.
And when you're searching for a doctor, you can filter for ones who take your insurance, are located near you, and who treat basically any condition that you're searching for.
Do you think they have anyone that specializes in fungal infections?
I'm sure they do, actually, but probably not cordyceps since it doesn't, infect actual humans or exist in real life.
You can also see their actual appointment openings.
Choose a time slot that works for you.
And click to instantly book a visit.
Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking.
You can even score same-day appointments.
Since I just moved, I'm going to use ZocDoc to find and book great doctors near me.
Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/cinematherapy to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/cinematherapy.
ZocDoc.com/cinematherapy.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I live in this world. You live in a psycho bunker where 9/11 was an inside job and the government are all Nazis.
The government are all Nazis!
Well, yeah, now, but not then.
Oh, relatable.
Asking for some paint,
A little too close to
some
home.
gasoline for the lawnmower, that's all. I'll do everything else myself.
It is not
Bill,
a
if you say resource management, so help me, I will run through one of your tripwires.
So what I want you all to be watching for is, this is how you navigate conflict in a healthy way.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're obviously fighting.
Just tell me why.
I did. Paying attention to things. It's how we show love. This is my street too. Just let me love it the way I want to.
That's powerful. That's really good.
And I'm fixing up some of the shops.
Whoa.
Not this.
I also love that Bill, self-soothes and then listens.
Yeah.
And the clothing boutique.
And Frank doesn't get mad that he's re-explaining. He's like, I've already explained it, but I'll do it again.
Hosting formal garden parties now?
No. But we are going to have friends.
Excuse me?
Everyone's dead.
We're going to make friends. And we will invite them to visit.
This sounds like not a good idea to me.
We don't have friends, Frank. We will never have friends because there are no friends to be had.
I've actually been talking to a nice woman on the radio. You what?
And then the hard cut to a garden party.
Put your gun away. It's dinner.
And the so passive aggressive, can you not? It's just like, guys, this show is so funny, which is what makes like the tonal shifts between the like abject horror, the long drawn out stretched tension, and then the very funny and, like you were saying, all character based comedy. Is just, it is such a perfect balance and ping pong to get you like stretch that tension, cut it with a laugh, really scare you, cut it with a laugh, drag out that tension, really horrify you. Like, it's so brilliant the way this show works.
Well, and that is something Bill would say and yell at that moment.
100%. You what?
And every relationship has conflict. The fact is, we have conflict with ourselves, much less others, right? Yep. You would think if I'm in alignment with myself, but we still have internal conflict. When you are in a relationship with somebody, you're not going to see everything the same way, have the same wants, have the same desires, have the same perspectives. One thing that Bill does beautifully here is, at first he's annoyed with Frank. We live in an apocalyptic wasteland.
Oh, it doesn't get old.
I've got electric fences everywhere. There are no neighbors. There's no reason to mow the lawn. There's no reason to paint. And so from Bill's perspective, Frank's needs are ridiculous. But I love when Bill takes a breath and he says, "Tell me why." And to your point, Frank is a little exasperated, says, "I've already told you why," but then patiently repeats himself because he realizes, okay, I've already said this, but Bill's willing to listen now.
The audience hasn't heard it yet.
Okay, listen.
Hey, we're doing two things at once. We're doing this actually really, really good writing. We're doing two things at once. We're telling you we've already had this argument, and we're explaining to the audience what the argument is.
So Bill asking Frank to explain, Frank being patient, and just the perspective taking. We're going to have friends. But again, why? Because connection matters to Frank. I want to have friends.
Yeah.
I want to invite people over. Connection does not matter to Bill. Literally didn't care if everybody on the planet died.
Right.
Met Frank, decided, okay, I care about this one person, right? But completely different. But in a healthy relationship, what matters to your partner matters to you because it matters to your partner. So here's Bill with his gun at the dinner table. Why? Because Bill's gonna Bill. Bill is still worried. He's always on edge because he's a protector, right? That is who he is. But I love that he makes the concession, because a relationship isn't just about what you get, it's about what you give. It's not just about finding someone who meets your needs and fulfills your needs. It's also about the joy of fulfilling somebody else's needs, the joy of sacrifice. Bill's growing big time with Frank because he loves Frank and he wants Frank to be happy. So he's willing to do things that he doesn't care about and he otherwise wouldn't do. And that's beautiful. Beautiful magic hour shot there.
Yep.
What? It's okay.
So we're looking, we're going to talk about love languages in a second because...
Oh.
Test one of your guns for a packet of seeds.
Which gun?
A little one.
Not one of your good guns.
To your point about magic hour, they have this perfect sunset, and I don't know if they shot this over a couple of days or what, but they guaranteed they scheduled around this shot because they wanted this warm glow and these two people in love sharing this wonderful moment and the giggles.
Because it's so... I mean, if you've ever been without something for a long time, it's so sweet to have it again. And Frank brings magic to Bill's life.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
For what?
Getting older faster than you.
I like you older. Older means we're still here.
It's a wonderful perspective.
What? I was never afraid before you showed up.
Something to lose.
And this is what you were talking about before. Bill didn't care that everybody was gone.
Yeah. Well, oh gosh.
No, not the strawberries.
You can make jam.
Oh. You did it. You got me. That's you don't usually, that was gross. I didn't like it. Did not like that.
Oh, man. Okay. These two actually remind me a lot of my parents. The last decade before my mom passed away, she had a whole host of health problems. She was bedridden for a lot of the last decade of her life.
Yeah.
And my mom, before, very active, was someone who loved to live, right? Loved to experience things. Mm-hmm. It was torture for her to be stuck in bed. She had 2 spinal fusions, rods in her back, a bunch of other things. And I will always remember, I go in to talk with her, go in to visit with her, just the little things that my dad would do to brighten her day. Mm-hmm. From bringing her breakfast in bed, to massaging her feet, to opening the curtain so she could see outside and experience a little bit of the sunlight and everything. And life gets hard.
Yeah.
And in a healthy partnership, you find these little windows, you find these little pockets of how can we create magic? How can we create joy? How can we spontaneously do something that makes it a little more bearable? These two are living in an apocalypse. What's going on around them is objectively horrifying. And yet they're enjoying strawberries together.
Yeah.
And I love that it's such a little thing. And I love that Frank brings to Bill's life an appreciation of the little things, an ability to pause and consider the magic of the world around you.
Yeah, it is a beautiful scene, you know, psychologically, and it's also just beautifully shot. And I talked about it a little bit while we were watching it, but the care and effort that goes into making a simple thing like, oh, there's this beautiful shot of the two of them with the sun streaming through.
Right.
And on top of that, there's little details that you might not have noticed. There's a lot of stuff floating in the air. It might be insects, or that might be the special effects department throwing little bits of fluff with a fan underneath, like hidden behind a bush. And I don't know what it was. They may have just gotten lucky and there were a bunch of insects. And
or pollen or whatever,
Or pollen, and they put the camera up and the director's like, ooh, pretty.
Yeah.
But if that didn't happen, they made that work. The amount of planning that takes to make sure that the entire crew and the actors and everybody is ready right at the 15-minute window that you've got where the sun is in the right place, it is a huge amount of effort, and I'm so glad that the filmmakers put that in to give us that beautiful moment and just accentuate what would have been a beautiful moment if the lighting was bad.
Yeah.
The acting was beautiful, the script was great. But if you put that extra little bit of mustard on it, mustard on strawberries.
Oh my gosh. No.
That was wrong. I did a bad
Please
thing.
no. You did a terrible thing.
I did a bad thing.
I also love the line, old is good, it means we're still here. Once in a while you hear a statement that is literally life-changing. One sentence that shifts your whole paradigm. And I forget who said it, but it was, don't be sad about growing old. It is a privilege denied to many. And so sometimes I get sad about getting older and long for the days of my youth and all these things. And don't be sad about growing old. It is a privilege denied to many. I think about that all the time, and I just feel gratitude to still be alive.
Yeah.
So Frank knows he's going to die.
I'm not going to give you the every day was a wonderful gift from God speech. I've had a lot of bad days.
I love the honesty there.
Mm-hmm. I've had bad days with you, too. But I've had more good days with you than with anyone else. Just give me one more good day. Starting now, make me some toast. Then take me to the boutique where I'll pick outfits for us. You'll wear what I ask.
Again, a lot of comedy, but it's all character driven.
Yeah.
And you cook a delicious dinner. Then you will crush all of these up, put them in my wine. I will drink it. Then you will take me by my hand, bring me to our bed, and I will fall asleep in your arms.
Gosh.
I can't.
Do you love me?
Yes.
Then love me the way I want you to.
It's a good callback.
I love that you bring up that Bill is the emotional heart of this scene.
Yeah.
Frank is quite calm and
Yeah.
very measured.
Yeah.
And there's love and there's a bit of emotion in his voice. But the reason that we feel what we feel watching that scene is not because of Murray Bartlett's great performance. It is a very good performance, but it's measured. The reason we feel so strongly is because of Nick Offerman's performance.
Yeah.
Bill has been this closed off turtle shell, porcupine guy this whole time. And we finally see him completely break down and completely be open. And generally speaking, I like to think that we cry when people on screen are trying to hold in the tears. In this case, we cry because he's finally released them and we get to release with him. And we just feel that emotion that he's feeling. And it's acting is reacting. Bill doesn't have a lot to say in this scene.
Yeah.
Only got a couple of lines. Some of them are like monosyllabic, which is very Bill.
Which is very Bill.
But we feel it so strongly because he can't contain his emotions anymore.
Yeah. The golden rule, right? Treat others how you want to be treated. But it's really love people the way they want to be loved.
Yeah.
And I know Gary Chapman's 5 love languages isn't evidence-based. It's a bunch of constructs, blah, blah, blah. But it's got real face validity to it, especially in concept.
Yeah, it provides a valuable framework, even if it's not 100% accurate.
Right. But what really matters is the person in front of me, how do they want to be loved? Not just love in the ways that we're comfortable, but to really understand the person in front of you. Mm-hmm. And this is what this whole love story is encapsulated in that one line.
Yeah.
Is the growth, especially of Bill, is the way Frank needs to be loved is every single way that doesn't come naturally to Bill.
Right.
Except for protecting. Bill's great at that, and making steak and cooking, right? But otherwise, this is where you go from a character who is hunched over, isolated, apathetic, even antagonistic,
Not today, you new world order jackboot
to weeping and tender-hearted and open and affectionate.
Yep.
And how did Bill get there? Because Frank gave him unconditional love.
Right.
And so Bill didn't have to change who he was for Frank to love him. Bill changed his behaviors to meet Frank's needs. There's a difference.
Right.
Bill didn't have to be somebody else, but he did expand who he was so that Frank could feel the love that he had for him.
Yeah. It's one of the best episodes of television ever made.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Like you said, this is the model of a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
If you watch this episode and learn how to relationship the way Bill and Frank do, you'll be fine. Until the zombies come for you.
I mean, the big things I get out of this, Frank giving Bill unconditional love and acceptance as he is.
Yep.
Bill accepting influence from Frank to grow in ways that he previously didn't think possible or care to grow. And then ultimately loving someone the way that they want to be loved, not just how you want to love them. Caring enough to step outside of your comfort zone.
Yes.
That's real love, and that's powerful. This is, as you said, one of the best love stories I've ever seen. And thanks for sharing it with us.
So until next time.
We are going to have friends. I've been chatting with a woman on the radio.
You what?
And
Watch movies.
TV, Last of Us.
That's what I meant.
Yep, that's okay. I love you even though you fumbled that.
We want to thank our supporters on Patreon. They get extended director's cuts. This one's long. It has a whole extra scene. What are their names?
Nick Findley is one of them.
Another one is Safre,
Trina Q.
Doro,
and Saucy JTB. Thanks, patrons!
If I feed you, then every bum you talk to about it is going to show up here looking for a free lunch. And this is not an Arby's.